Yo, what is cool, y'all? In today's tutorial, I'll be showing you guys how you can create this crazy OPIUM VHS look effect inside of Premiere Pro without any paid plugins. Like, it doesn't require Signal, Sapphire, or any of those paid plugins. But before I start dropping all of the sauce, I just want to let you guys know that I'm Lurking Visuals and I run the Stay Creative store, where you can find all of the presets, assets, overlays, and all of that good stuff that you need to elevate your music videos. But enough of that promo yap, and let's get right into the tutorial. So I'm in Premiere Pro right now, and I got this LaserDim music video right here, and I got two basic clips. So the first thing that I'll start off by doing is creating an adjustment layer. So right click right here on the blank space, go to new item and create a new adjustment layer. And then I'll just drag this onto my timeline and cut it to the parts of my two clips. And I'll keep the adjustment layer over both of my clips, because I'll essentially be adding all of the effects onto these two clips. So we can start off with the first effect, which is a noise effect. And I'll just go for the basic noise right here and drag it onto the adjustment layer. And I can drag this up to 25%. So now we got a little bit of grain in our footage. And then we can add on a mosaic effect. And there are some Sapphire and Universe ones that you can use. But for the sake of this tutorial, I'll be using the built-in effect. So we can keep this plugin free. And right now it looks like this, so we need to turn up the horizontal and vertical blocks to 350. Now it's not as glitchy as it was before. You can keep it even lower. If you want to keep those block effects a little bit more visible, you can turn it down to like 250. That's a little bit more visible, but we don't want it like way too visible. We want to keep it like really subtle. And then we're going to add on the threshold effect. And this threshold effect gives us this black and white look. So all you need to do now is press this level button right here, so we can see our settings, and then we can just drag it down. And you just want to find a nice balance. That way it doesn't look like it's way too much, but something like this fits good for my clip. Yeah, this is good. And just a quick disclaimer, if you're on Premiere Pro 2025, I think, or maybe it was 2024, they actually removed this effect. I'm not really sure why, but they apparently did. So make sure that you're on like 2024 or 2023. And the next effect that I'll add on is a Luma key effect. And I'll turn up the cutoff to 66, and then we can drag down the threshold to like 90 or like 88, something like this, so it's just really subtle. And the next effect that we'll add on is the effect that will give us that kind of VHS emulation. And to create that look, I'll be using the NTSC plugin. And this effect is actually a plugin, but like I said in the intro, you don't need any paid plugins. So I'll leave the link to this plugin linked in the description, because it's actually completely free. So you can just simply download it and import it into your Premiere Pro. They have a full guide on how to do that on their website, so you don't need to leave a comment and ask how you download it. I just leave a link to the description. But when you've installed this plugin, you just simply drag it on like this. From the before and after, we get that kind of VHS look a little bit. But I'll be messing a lot with the settings, so make sure that you've installed your plugin and you're ready before you play this next part. So the first thing that I'll start off by doing is changing the use field to lower only. Then I'll turn up the composite pre-emphasis to 2. And then we can scroll down a little bit to the snow right here, and I'll turn it up to 2 as well. And then we can skip all of these parts and just go straight down to the tracking noise right here, and I'll turn up the tracking noise height to 120. And we can turn up the snow intensity to 0.6, so we can get more of that white part down there. You can turn it up even more if you feel like it, but I'm going to go for the look that you saw in the intro, so I'll keep it at 0.6. And the rest of these settings I won't necessarily mess with right now, so I can close the tracking noise tab. And here in the ringing tab, I'll be changing the frequency to 88, and then close the ringing tab, open up the Luma noise, and here we can mess with the Luma noise as well, depending on how much of that grain you want. So if you turn it up to like 80, you can see we get a lot more grain in our footage, but you could keep it at like 24. It's just a lot more subtle, and you can mess with the frequency as well. But I'll keep it like this for now, and then I'll open up the chroma noise tab, and I'll keep the intensity at 86. So I'll turn it up to 86 like that, and I'll keep the frequency at 0.5. And then for the chroma phase noise, I'll turn this up all the way to 90, just like that. So now we get a little bit of that color look in the black. You can see that red look in the black, so it just looks a little bit better. But that's basically it for this effect. You can mess with the VHS emulation as well if you want to spice that up a little bit, but I'm going to keep it this way. And that's basically it for the NTSC effect. And then I'll add on a wave warp, and once again I'll go for the built-in effect, and we can mess with the wave type and change that to smooth noise. And I'll turn up the height to 15, and we can keep the width at 40. Then I'll turn down the direction to 0 and change the wave speed to 4. And then I'll also change the pinning to all edges. just like that, and that's pretty much it for this effect. Now we got one last effect to add, which is the unsharp mask, and this one will be really simple. So I'll turn up the amount to 74 and the radius to 4, and that's basically it. So now if I play through, you can see that we got this crazy VHS look with that kind of opium grunge in the back. See, if I hide this threshold effect, you can see that it's a lot more boring, but it still looks good. But with that threshold effect, it's just another level. And for you guys who don't know, this effect is actually from an OPIUM presets pack, which is available for After Effects and Premiere Pro. And if I open up my effects tab right here under OPIUM, you can see that I got 20 presets, and you also get a couple overlays and stuff with the pack. And to be honest, this effect is not even the best effect in the pack. If I go over here, I have a couple different adjustment layers with effects from the pack. So you can see this one right here is also sick. It's a kind of mirror effect with that grunge look. And right here I got a basic clip, so I'll just try to drag on one of these presets. I'll try out this black and white glitchify, and instantly you can see that I got this crazy dark grunge look. But like I said, I got 20 presets in here, so you can just simply drag and drop another one. If you don't like this one, then just go for like this lost connection one. This one is also sick, as you can see, as well as this black and white disturbance. That one's sick. And for this next scene right here, I also got another effect. That one's also sick. But feel free to go and grab the full pack to instantly level up your visuals, and you don't need any paid plugins for this preset pack. So you just simply download it and install the NTSC plugin, and that's basically it. But thank you so much for watching. You can also go and check out all of my other preset packs that I got for After Effects and Premiere Pro, and also make sure to follow my IG for a lot more sauce. But I'll see you guys in the next one.